Hey guys, and welcome to a battle report video. Hi guys, I'm Top Table Steve.
And I'm Top Table Jay.
And we are here. It's been a long time since we've been in front of an SBG board.
It's been way too long since we've managed to play some Middle Earth, and we're excited to throw some dice.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. We've made a custom scenario. I'll let Jay tell you about it, and we're going to be playing it on this beautiful Moria board, which, by the way, will be out and playable on at the weekend.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Cheeky little segue there.
So me and Steve were looking at kind of the models we've got, and we wanted to play something fun for us getting back together and finally getting some SBG in.
Yep.
So we decided to recreate on this gorgeous Moria board, obviously the Fellowship trying to get out of Moria. So as you can see, we've got this beautiful board, and of course in Balin's tomb we have the Fellowship, with of course Gimli stood on the coffin as the iconic scene, and then we've got a cave troll and 8 Moria goblins kind of breaching with a shaman.
Yep.
Over on this side here,
on the southern board edge.
On the southern board edge, we've got 24 goblins with a captain, so that's kind of the horde that are going to start charging forward. And then between the southern and either east or west corner, we've got the Balrog.
Yep.
He's 12 inches on.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if the Fellowship manage to work their way through the goblins, the Balrog can follow up. And then closest to us on the northern board edge, we've got 10 black shields with a black shield captain.
Again, starting 12 inches from that corner.
Correct. We've kind of homebrewed this. We just want to have a bit of fun, roll some dice. Basically, the objectives is Frodo has to stay alive. If Frodo dies, it's game end.
Yep.
Frodo has to get off, and they have to get off the corner board edge where the Balrog currently is.
Yep.
And he has to also get 3 others off. So 4 of the Fellowship, including Frodo, have to get off. And of course, the game ends if Frodo dies or any 6 of the Fellowship die, because you can't achieve it at that point. And that's kind of what we're thinking, and we're going to have some fun with it.
Yeah, I think it's a tall ask for the Fellowship, but we're going to have a lot of fun with it, and we're going to play it as we would see it play out in the movie.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go and have a look at a few shots of the different. Let's go and have a few shots of the different units, and we'll get cracking.
When we come back, we'll have to roll for see who's playing what, because we don't know yet.
Yeah. We
don't know who's going to be Fellowship and who's going to be Moria. So when we come back.
Who do you want?
I want Moria. Who do you want?
I want Moria.
Oh! So when we come back, we'll show you who's going to be who, and we'll get stuck in. Cheers, guys.
Cool.
Alright, so we are back. You've had a look at the armies, and of course we've discussed the board and the scenario. Now, the all-important roll to see who's playing what is going to happen. Are we both going to roll?
So what is it, higher roll chooses?
Or do we just roll one dice and it's good and evil? So what, you roll it.
No, let's roll higher for highest roll chooses.
Highest chooses.
Highest
okay.
chooses, yes.
Do you want to set the bar?
So I'm using one of the beautiful Patreon only limited edition.
They've proven they only roll once.
I don't mind.
Let's see what you get.
I don't mind. Here we go.
He gets a 4.
Slightly better than average.
It's distinctly average, and I get a.
Oh!
Rolling again!
Here we go.
Okay.
Come on.
Another 4.
Yes!
1. You're going to be the Fellowship.
No, I'm going to take Moria. Thank you very much.
So I will be getting Frodo and the Fellowship out of Moria. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, guys. So in this scenario, as with a lot of the thematic scenarios, we are going to stick with the theme that Games Workshop set, and the Good Force is going to get priority turn 1.
Yes, they are. The Fellowship are going to get out of Moria. More importantly, worst of luck, my friend. Worst of luck.
You know what? It feels like I bet it's been 6 months.
When was the last battle we recorded together?
The late time one.
And that was a long time
ago. About 6 months ago.
Let's see if we can have a new favourite batrep, because that is my favourite.
Yeah, that's cool.
So let's do it. Alright, so I'm going to start with the Fellowship movement, and they're of course going to go straight for the breach door and try and cut off the Moria forces, so I'll do that now.
Cool, yeah.
Okay, so just popping back in, Legolas, Aragorn and Boromir have of course charged up, ready to meet the threat. Gimli's not as quick, and he's just had to jump off a coffin, but he's followed, and now with Gandalf going, he's going to try and Sorcerous Blast on this lowly goblin here.
Cool.
He's just going to use his free one.
Yep.
And he's going to need a whopping 5+ for this.
Yep.
No, he doesn't get it. And that is definitely not worth spending.
Not at this stage. It's not
so I'm going to carry on with the Fellowship movement.
Cool.
Alright, so that's my movement done. Of course, the Fellowship have rushed forward to meet the threat. And the Fellowship movement done, it's over to Moria.
Cool. Okay, so this warband especially here, they're just going to charge straight in at the Fellowship. They bust down the door to try and get to them, so why wouldn't they? So I'll start moving these guys down. Okay, so the warband that breached the door have moved forward. They've got as close as they can. Unfortunately, not close enough to charge. The Black Shields have also moved forward. We're going to try and sort of get some sort of bottleneck over there and stop them from getting through, because I can see especially Boromir and Aragorn doing a lot of damage there very, very soon. So now I will move the Balrog and the Warband on the southern board edge. Okay, so I've moved my Balrog forward 6 inches, and the Moria Goblin Horde Warband, as we're calling it, has moved forward a full 5. And that is the end of the movement phase.
Alright, cool. In terms of shooting, I've got none because we moved full. We were racing forward to deal with the threat.
Nope.
Although I now wish Leggy had took a little cheeky shot at some goblins. And of course, no combat, so I think we're going to dive straight into turn 2 priority.
Let's do it.
Alright, cool. So I'm going to use the white Gandalf dice for this.
Okay, so do you want me to give you a target?
Do it.
Oh, it's a big top table gaming Patriot
top
dice.
table 6. And I get a non-top table 1.
You do have a lot of might.
I've got some, and I am going to be calling some heroics, which we'll figure out now.
Okay. Yes.
Alright, so after having looking at the situation, we really want to capitalise which combats are ours and priority, so we're going to call a heroic move with Boromir.
I will be countering that with the Shaman's 1 point of might.
Alright, cool. So
and is that all the heroics that you're going to be doing?
Yes.
No other heroics?
No other heroics.
Okay.
So you had priority, so you roll it.
So roll off. 1, 2, 3, Moria, get it?
Mm-hmm. Moria, get it.
Moria, get it.
Alright.
Okay, so I'll have a little schmoze over there and we'll come back. Okay, so the Shaman has to move first. He can't get in anywhere, but that doesn't matter. He is going to call with me. Everyone's in range. So now I'm going to move my Shaman forward a couple of inches that he can. And then I'm going to move all the other goblins and the cave troll and charge some of the Fellowship. Okay, so that was my heroic move with the Shaman. I moved him forward, like I said. I couldn't get him into combat, but what I was able to do was charge into Boromir with the cave troll. I charged Aragorn with a lowly goblin and a spear support, and I've charged Legolas, who could be in trouble here if he doesn't roll well, with 2 goblins and a spear support, and that's as much as I could get in. Because I charged Boromir, his heroic move is cancelled, so Moria get to move the rest of their models now, which I'm going to do, and then we'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you can see, I've moved my Black Shield forwards. They are now down the steps and they're rushing towards the aid of their Shaman. The Horde from the southern edge are still inching forward, and the Balrog has been chomping through a bit of ground here. And yeah, he's getting scarily close for you.
It is, and now it moves over to my movement, and I'm going to have a quick look and figure out what, if any, counter charges I can get off to try and maximise the amount of work to do, because I'm getting quite intimidated by the lumps of models moving towards this door. So I want to try and work through this initial wave as much as possible and get out, because I want to spread the fight. So I'll have a look at my moves and we'll come back.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to start with Gandalf in terms of my move, and most importantly his spell. Now transfixing the cave troll might be smart, but we're going to blast goblins.
Yeah.
Boromir's got
this.
Make
a path.
Boromir, make clearing an exit route. So we're going to blast the spear supporting goblin from Aragorn's fight.
Okay, that's cool.
And we are going to use one from our store, because it is a 5, so I want this to go off.
Okay.
So we're going to spend the first from his store and his free one for the turn, and he gets a 1 and a 4. That's not worth a point of might, I don't think. At this
stage, I'd save it. I'd save it. You've got the Balrog to come.
Yeah, alright, cool. He's not going to spend a point of might. I'm going to carry on with figuring out my movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the Fellowship movement done. We didn't have a great deal of movement to do after Gandalf's attempted blast, so Gimli has thrown himself into the front line just to take that second goblin off Legolas, just to make Legolas less dangerous, and of course we're going to get some work done. And then the hobbits have just formed up around Gandalf. Obviously he's their protector.
Yeah.
That's where they belong. And with that done, that's going to move us into the shoot phase, which I don't think we've got any.
No shooting.
So from there we're going to jump straight into the combat phase, and I've got some might points to spend.
Ooh.
Let's do it.
Here we are in the combat phase. I am out of might over in this corner. Not that I've got a lot of might in this force anyway. Are you going to be calling anything, Jay?
I'm going to be calling 1 or 2 things, yes.
Cool.
So I'm going to get quite aggressive with this.
As you should.
I need to get out and kill stuff before this lot hits and I get stuck in the doorway. So I'm going to start with Boromir.
Yeah.
He's going to call a heroic strike.
Cool.
So he spent 2 of his 6 at this point.
Yeah.
Aragorn is going to use his free one to combat.
Yeah.
Legolas and Gimli are both going to combat.
So you need another. Oh, okay, so you need another 2 combats.
So Gimli and Legolas. Okay, so that is my absolute busload of heroics called. We of course start with the heroic combats, and the first one I'm going to do is Legolas.
Okay, so it's Legolas against 1 goblin and a support, is it?
Correct, yeah.
Cool.
So we've got 2 attacks on Legolas. We'll break out the lovely 3 hunter dice for this.
So you're obviously the higher fight value. Shall I give you a target?
Do it. Let's start strong. It's a 5. It's good. Come on,
decent.
Fellowship.
Oh, there's the 6.
Legolas breaks out the 6.
Cool. So
of
we'll
course.
back away and then we'll work out the damage.
Okay, so they backed away an inch, and Legolas is strength 4 against the defense 5 of your goblin, so I'm going to need 5s to wound.
Cool.
Here we go. That's a pair of 2s, and there's
pair of
not
2s.
even enough might to do it. So I failed that combat, and he's not going to get to move on, so we'll take the token away. And then next, we're going to go into Gimli's combat.
Cool. Okay, so we're moving on to Gimli's heroic. He's against 1 goblin, so I'll roll and give you a target.
Of course.
It's 4.
So Gimli will be using his 2 axes, so he's got 3 attacks here.
Cool.
And let's hope he can do it. Which he
Oh,
can. He gets a
yes.
5. He takes some fight value.
So that goblin will back away.
Alright, so again, Gimli strength 4 against the strength 5 of the shield goblin, needing 5s to wound and successfully heroic combat.
Oh!
He gets a 3, 3 and a 2. It's not going well. And he's not spending 2 points of might. So Gimli also fails his heroic combat.
Only in a battle report. Only in a battle report. Okay, so.
Alright, so next up is Aragorn, and he's fighting 1 with a spear support. And hopefully Aragorn can do better than his 2 brothers at arms.
I'm going to feint at the front, because why wouldn't you?
Do it.
Give you a target. It's a big 2.
Oh, with my dice rolling.
I'm confident. No.
Oh, he gets it on a 5. So Aragorn takes that, and they back away. So unfortunately, Aragorn doesn't have Anduril at this point in the movie, so I am going to need 5s to wound.
Cool.
We can do it. Let's see if we can get the first
One
kill on the
One
board.
of 3 heroic combat
The 3
sequences.
hunters have let me down so far. We get...
There it goes.
18. Okay, so now the goblin is dead. We're going to move Aragorn on. And of course, Aragorn is going to go into the cave troll and help out Boromir.
Okay, so I have priority, so I get to choose the order of combats. Unfortunately, there's only 1 left, and it's the cave troll against Aragorn and Boromir. This is going to be grim.
So there's no point rolling the strike because, of course, we go higher.
But you could feint.
Could, so we will roll it.
Yeah.
So he's
Yes, you don't want to feint.
my
You can
dice.
feint with one of them.
Yeah, we're going to feint with Aragorn.
Okay. So I'll give you a target. So you had a higher fight value at 6 would be nice. There it is.
Gets the 6. Now we've got Aragorn is on the 3 hunter dice. Boromir is on the top table white dice.
6.
We also get the 6s.
Yeah, so you take it on fight value.
Cool. Okay, so the cave troll has backed away. Now we're going to roll to wound. It is strength 4 and defense 6, so it's 5s across the board. But we're going to be re-rolling 1s on the top table dice because obviously Aragorn fainted.
Yep.
Let's see what we can do. And we get 1, 2, 3 wounds straight off the bat.
That is a dead cave troll.
Boom! We achieved something this turn at least. And the cave troll goes down to Aragorn and Boromir.
Okay, so we move into turn 3 priority.
Let's
you
see if
give
we
me
can-
a target this time.
I'll give you a target,
Yeah.
and I'm going to see if I can get a bit more work done this time. So, we get a
Oh,
5.
Strong.
You get a 1.
Get a 1.
So,
Goes to good. I've got no might over there, so we'll come back in the move phase and you can explain what you're doing.
sounds good. Alright, so thank God we took priority this turn, and my objective for this turn is to chew through as many goblins as I can before the rest of it gets me stuck in this doorway, because that'd be horrific. So I'm going to do some movement and I'll come back and talk to you about it at the end.
Cool.
Okay, so we've jumped in at the middle of our my move phase. As you can see, everyone has charged forward, ready to do some damage this turn. Gandalf is just about to charge in with Aragorn, and he's going to blast this goblin here with his free one only, just seeing if he can do a bit of damage on the way in. So, 5 up, he doesn't get it. Gandalf's not having a good day, and we'll carry on with my movement. Okay, so that is the Fellowship movement finished. Obviously, Legolas, Gimli, Gandalf, Aragorn, Boromir, all wading in. We want to get as much work done as we can this turn, and the hobbits have moved up quite close in the back. I was worried about trapping myself in this little bubble, but with the slower movement, I don't want to leave them behind if we do make a breakout. So the Fellowship are still trying to push through this initial wave of goblins, and now I hand it over to Moria for movement.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so now I've had a better look here. I'm going to sort of maximise where I can on these combats and get as many goblins in just to make life a little bit more difficult for the Fellowship. And I'm going to start moving everything forward, so I'll do that now. Yeah. Okay, so that's my move. I have charged in where possible, just to help out in some combats there against the Fellowship in the doorway. I think after this turn, the Fellowship are going to be out in the open, and it makes it more difficult for me to try and sort of pin them down and control what they do and where they do it. Black Shields have moved up, and this Horde have moved up. They're getting very, very close. Balrog is more towards the centre of the board now, so exciting times. So we'll move into shooting phase.
So, of course, with the Fellowship going aggressive, wanting to work through these goblins, there is again no shooting. So, with the shooting phase over, we'll move into the combat phase. Alright, so we are back at the start of the combat phase, and after assessing the battlefield, I've decided to only call one heroic combat this turn, and that's with Aragorn.
Cool.
Anything from you? Your shaman's out of might, I believe?
Yeah, no might over there.
He's out of might, so we should dive straight in with the heroic combat then.
Cool, let's do it. Okay, so my lowly goblin, he'll give you a target. He does not have a shield this time, so you might be in a chance of killing one of them.
Wounded on 4s.
Hey, so you win.
So we win the fight.
Yeah.
And the goblin will back away.
Yep.
Alright, so now the goblin's back to where we're going to roll to wound, and everybody needs 4s, and we've got Aragorn on the 3 hunter dice and Gandalf, of course, on the Gandalf dice, so
cool.
4s across the board. Yes. Oh dear.
Yes.
Oh no, we get it, that's a 5, we do get it just. That looked like a 3 from here. Phew! Panicked for a second there, and the goblin goes down. Alright, so that is my move on done after the heroic combat, and Gandalf and Aragorn have both gone into 1 goblin each. Gandalf obviously taking the spear support off the Legolas fight, and if all goes to plan, we're hoping there is very little or nothing left at the end of this phase.
Cool.
Right, so it was my priority, correct?
Yep.
Let's start with Legolas. So we've got Legolas against 1 goblin with a shield.
Okay, I'll give you a target.
The goblin will set the bar.
Do you know what? Goblins wouldn't shield.
They wouldn't?
They wouldn't shield. They'd just be going for it. So, there's a 5.
Uh-oh. Legolas's last roll was a 2 and a 3, I believe.
Oh, leggy.
Point of might.
Yeah.
I need to get out the doorway or I'm going to have serious problems. So Legolas has just spent a point of might to win that fight.
Cool. So I back away. So actually I don't back away. He's trapped, so you get double strike. So this was probably a worthy point of
Legolas
might.
needs it as well,
Yeah.
so he needs
Confidence
5s.
boost.
He does. He needs 5s on this. He just gets it. These dice are terrifying me today. And he takes him with a 6, and that goblin is down. Alright, so next up we're going to do his brother-in-arms, which is Gimli. And interestingly, now Legolas has killed a model, Gimli is +1 to wound. Because
Nice.
they have the little competition,
Yeah,
don't they?
that's cool. That's
So, do you want to set the bar again? You've got 1 goblin with a shield.
Here we go. He's not going to shield. He's going to fight.
Bring it.
He's going to get a 6, because that's how he rolls.
Gimli is going to get a 2 and a 3.
Oh!
And there isn't enough might in the world to win that fight. Alright, so do you want to roll to wound against Gimli?
Let's back Gimli away first. Okay, so needing 6s by 4s. Here we go. There's the 6. There's the 6. Ooh!
Top
Nearly.
table Patreon dice
Nearly.
giving me heart attack here.
Get him now, guys.
Oh, yeah, and we didn't get the work done there. So, with Gimli done, next, let's move over to Aragorn. Alright, so next up we're going to do Aragorn's combat against the 1 goblin with sword and board. So, you want to set the benchmark again?
True to form. Here we go. It's another 6, mate. Standard.
I'm going to have to stop you doing this. So, Aragorn's swinging his 3 dice.
Ooh!
1, 1, 2!
Ooh!
The Fellowship are having a bad day at the office today.
Ooh!
Oh!
So, defense 5?
Defense 5 on Aragorn.
So 5.
Strength 3, so 5s.
5's to wound. No.
Ooh.
So Aragorn does back away.
Alright, so we've saved a fun one till last, which is Boromir against the Shaman and 2 goblins. Boromir is actually going to blow the horn of Gondor. So we're going to see.
Like an ox, that, isn't it?
And I could do with Rohan coming to my aid in this one. So the way this works is you take a courage check with your highest courage model.
Which is the Shaman. Plus 3.
If you pass, we carry on with the fight as normal.
Yep.
If you fail,
You
I
also
win the fight and I get to make strikes as normal.
Cool.
So,
courage 3 needing 7 off 2 dice.
see it. Oh, he
He
gets
passes.
it. All right. Okay.
He wasn't bothered about your horn.
So we fight the combat as. Okay, so we fight the combat as normal, and I'm not going to let you set the bar this time
Okay.
because it seems to be doing bad for me. So I've got 3 dice with Boromir.
Yep.
He's going to break out the top table dice because those 3 hunters ones seem to have been letting me down so far.
Yep.
So Boromir gets. He gets a 5.
It's a 5.
So we're in a good
I've got
spot.
3 dice.
Can you make me use some might? Basically?
Here we go. No, you win on fight value.
Cool. We take it on fight value. So
we'll back away like that.
okay, so they've backed away, and I'm going to do my strikes, prioritising the 2 spearmen, then onto the shaman, needing 4s across the board here. What can Boromir do? Oh, it's cocked.
Nice.
The 2 spearmen are toast. Can he stick one on the shaman?
Oh!
Yes, he can.
So for the Shaman, it's fate or die.
This could be a beautiful combat by Boromir.
His 1 point of fate. He fails.
Oof.
So Boromir smashes them all. They're all dead.
So the Horn of Gondor may have not worked, but Boromir got angry and just destroyed the place. So he takes 3 casualties there. Great stuff. So with that done, we are going to move into turn 4 priority, which is I think, a pretty crucial turn at this point. He's starting to get a little bit busy in here, and the Fellowship need to get out.
You need to get out
of Balin's tomb, or they're going to be in there with him forever.
Yeah.
So let's roll for priority on a big turn 4. I'm going to set the bar this time.
Okay.
Because when you keep saying I'm going to set the bar, you roll a 6. So I'm going to set the bar, and I roll a 4.
Squeaky bum time.
Moria get is another 6.
Oh.
And Moria take priority. So we will come back with the move phase. Alright, so at the start of the move phase I made a decision, and Aragorn is going to go all heroic, and he's going to call a heroic move to hopefully tie up those last 2 Moria goblins so everyone else can get out the tomb and start heading for the exit.
Cool, I can't counter it, so crack on.
Alright. Okay, so we've come back in my movement phase. As you can see, Aragorn has tied up 2 of the goblins that are left in there. Gandalf has run out, and he's actually going to throw a cheeky Sorcerous Blast on this front goblin here.
Cool.
Alright, so I'm going to use one from my store again. It's time to. I'm not getting work done here, and it's starting to bug me. So
you need a 5. It's a high score.
It is. So 3, 1, and 1 from my store. A 1 and a 3. Still not getting it. The dice gods are hating me today. So that doesn't go off, and I'm going to carry on with my movement. Okay, so that is my movement done, and obviously Aragorn and Legolas have tied up the last of the goblins. The hobbits and Gimli are running for the door, and Boromir and Gandalf, being a bit faster, have broke the door, and they have now realised that there is a huge threat coming their way, along with a Balrog and a load of other stuff, and that is Fellowship move.
Okay, so it's Moria's turn to move. You've tied everyone up in there. I say everyone, there's only 3 goblins, so I'm going to move the Balrog and the rest of the Black Shields and that little contingency there as far forward as I can. Okay, so that's the rest of Moria's moved. As we can see here, the Black Shields are starting to come into play. We're very, very close with that horde of goblins there, and also the Balrog is he's nearly there.
He's getting close.
Nearly there. So
Gandalf and Boromir right now are absolutely cacking. The rest have got no idea, but Gandalf and Boromir are cacking themselves. Yeah, tell me about it.
So we're moving to the shoot phase.
Okay, so we have no shooting again, so we are going to go straight to the combat phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've moved into the shoot phase, and of course there is no shooting again. So we're going to go straight into the combat phase, and after assessing the situation, I'm going to call a heroic combat with Aragorn. My reasoning being, I'm very conscious that there's a horde of goblins that if I lose priority or the heroic moves next turn, are going to actually pin me in Balin's tomb. That would not be good. So the purpose of Aragorn's heroic combat is actually to get more of my big hitters out on the right side of the door, to get more work done and hopefully push the force back to keep me moving towards that exit, because we've had a bumpy start to say the least. So I will be calling a heroic combat with Aragorn.
Cool, I can't counter, so let's crack on with that one. Right, okay, I will be fainting with 1.
Absolutely, so let's see if Aragorn can do this. Set the bar for me, my friend. Do not show... Okay, it's alright, I got 3 dice, I'm not worried.
I think you want to fall before.
Here we go. He gets the 6 with a 1 and a 3. So Aragorn takes that fight, and we'll come back when the goblins are backed away. Okay, so the goblins are backed away, and I'm going to put my first strike onto the spearman needing a 4.
Cool. You.
There's other 2 attacks on the guy with the shield. Oh. What's going on today?
Oh dear.
I can't kill them both because I don't have 3 might. Yep. Leave it. Aragorn kills nothing. He doesn't move on, and we'll come back with Legolas.
Dear.
Alright, so with Aragorn's feeble attempt of killing goblins with his rubber sword, we're gonna now go into Legolas, who's against 1 goblin with a shield.
Target.
Do it.
Ooh, Legolas takes it.
Takes it on fight value, so we're gonna roll to wound needing 5s. Oh man, I can't do this anymore.
Dear,
he's gonna use a point of might.
Okay.
But he's spent 2 now.
So is he out?
He is. No, he spent 2 might. Okay. So that is the end of turn 4. Again, not quite what the Fellowship had planned. I was confident we'd be out of this room by turn 2. It's now the end of turn 4, and 2 of the 8 goblins are still alive.
Shocker.
We've spent a lot of might already, but times are going to change. This is my turn. I can feel it, and we're going to roll into turn 5 priority.
Yeah.
Let's roll it. What are you going to get, Steve? Steve gets a 5. He's killing me with these rolls. Ooh, I missed the dice tray.
Here we go.
And then I get a 3. So priority goes to Moria in turn 5. Okay, so we lost priority, which is not ideal for us in this situation, but I'm jumping in myself because I'm going to call a heroic move with Aragorn.
So you're using his free might.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Shall I carry on with that?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So Aragorn, I'll start moving and I'll come back and explain at the end. Okay, so Aragorn has called with me, and that's as far as he could get. He's with me, does grab everybody, so I'm going to move the rest of the fellowship and then I'll come back. Okay, so coming back in because Gandalf is the first to move with me, and he's going to sorceress blast that captain that he's staring, and he's going to pull one from his store.
Bear in mind the captain does have will.
I don't even worry about that. He's going to pull 2 from his store.
Ooh.
I want to get some work done now, so he's going to pull 2 from his store, needing 5s. Oh, he gets it. So we've got a successful sorcerer's blast. So, would you like to try and resist with your captain?
He'll use his one and only will to try and resist, and I need a 5 to resist.
Go for it.
Ooh.
That's a 4.
He has got might.
Ooh, you going to point might it?
No, I think I need the might.
Okay, so...
The Balrog hasn't got any might, has he? So I'm going to save it.
That is true. You might need some crucial heroics later. So with the sorcerer's blast going off, the captain is going to go D6 inches.
Yep.
He's going a whopping 6.
So he also takes a strength 5.
So he takes a strength 5 hit.
And his defense 5. So do you want to roll for that now before we move in?
So that's going to be 4s.
No. So he's fine. So he moves 6 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll work that out and then we'll come back.
Okay, so we are back. As you can see, the captain has landed here. And he's gone through his lines and knocked 4 of his goblin friends prone. Greatly marked by the SBG buddy token. So we'll do the 4 strength 3 hits that the captain takes. What's his defense?
5.
So 5s to do wounds on him. Just the 1.
Just 1 wound.
Fate point.
I'll take the wound.
Okay, so captain takes a wound. And then we're going to roll the 4 guys that have been knocked prone. We'll start with the first one.
Yep.
Nope. Second one. Yep. We then got the third one. He's gone. And the last one, no, he's okay. So Gandalf managed to put a wound on the captain and kill 2 goblins, so I'm feeling a little bit more confident after that. And we'll come back when the Fellowship have finished their movement. So the Fellowship move is done. Boromir and Gimli have both come flying through now, trying to start to perform that protective barrier between the hobbits and the Moria goblins. The hobbits have pushed through the door. Aragorn is obviously where he is, and Legolas has kind of hung back, acting as a blocking piece for the 2 goblins to get in the way before they get hold of the hobbits, because if you're going to get kills, the hobbits are an easy target. And with that, the Fellowship movement is done, and we're going to hand it over to Moria.
Okay, let's do this. So my 2 goblins inside the doorway are both charged Legolas.
Bring it.
I can see me killing Legolas there.
Do you reckon?
We'll see. Right, let's move the rest of the stuff. Okay, so all I've got to move here now is my Balrog, and the fellas who are prone need to stand up. They can only move 3 inches, so there's not much they can do, but we'll do that now. Okay, so that's the end of my move, and as you can see now, the Balrog is in whip range, and yeah, he could be in trouble.
Alright guys, so we decided at this midpoint of the game we'd take a minute to just jump back on camera and chat about how it's going.
Talk about how well your dice rolls are going.
So... it's not going as planned for the Fellowship so far. We genuinely thought they'd be out of that room turn 2.
Yeah.
And then we would be fighting in the middle of the table where I could stretch your numbers a little bit more.
Run around pillars, avoiding Balrog.
Start flanking, have the big heroes chewing through things. And every turn I think I've failed at least 1 heroic combat. The first 2, Legolas and Gimli, bounced straight off, and it's happened every turn since. And we're now in turn 5, I think. And we're just getting out the door. But the problem I've got is everything's at the door to meet me. So I'm not too confident. What do you think, man?
I'm licking my lips at the fact that now the Balrog is in range to whip either Boromir, Gimli or Gandalf.
That whip. Because see, the whip, basically you can pull me into base contact, but you can put me behind you as well. So you can really now just start... Like, the thing is, I've got to be very careful with Frodo at this point. Because if you whip Frodo out... That's game, I'm afraid.
He's just out of range this turn, but next turn maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So should we jump back into the action and come back with the shoot phase?
Let's crack on.
Let's do it. Start the shooting phase, and the Fellowship have no shooting because Legolas is in combat. So we're going to hand over to Steve, who unfortunately does have some shooting. What have you got, bud?
Yeah, so I can use the Balrog's special rule, which is the super cool rule that only came into play with the introduction of the new rules and the change of the profiles, and it's his Fiery Lash. Now the Fiery Lash is a throwing weapon with a range of 8 inches and a strength of 7. Additionally, a model that is hit by this weapon and not slain is dragged directly towards and into base contact with a Balrog, even over intervening models or terrain. So if the model cannot be placed where it should be placed, instead place it in base contact with the Balrog as close as possible to the position where it should have been in. If for whatever reason the model cannot be placed anywhere in base contact, then it is not moved at all. So that's not going to be a problem at this stage. Now, I am, because it's a throwing weapon, it's a shooting phase, I am sort of shooting into combat. So there's a chance I could just drag one of my own.
So we get the 4 up, kind of divide them.
Yeah. So let's do this.
Is it going to be Gandalf, Gimli, or Boromir?
I think the Balrog would be drawn towards the wizard.
It's Gandalf, isn't it? Of course it is.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm terrified!
Fiery lash.
Do it.
At Gandalf.
Do you know when you sit back and think, oh, I don't need blinding light, there's no shooting. There is.
So,
oh my days.
Here we go. Everybody hold the breath.
Do it.
Hey! Come on.
So no matter what, I'm going to be going directly towards the Balrog. So this is a strength 7 hit.
So he takes a strength 7 hit first.
Roll to wound.
You had defense 5?
Yep.
So I'm assuming
5s.
that's 5s?
Yep. He wounds as well.
Now you do have your rerollable fate.
Oh, so we'll spend our first fate point, which he fails, but he'll
reroll
reroll because of Naya.
He fails that.
He'll spend his second fate, which he fails.
Reroll it.
What's wrong with my dice? Reroll.
Ooh.
He gets it. So it took him 2 fate.
2 fate.
And then he's going to go directly towards the Balrog.
So that's the end of the shoot phase, and as we can see, Gandalf is now in base contact with a Balrog, directly as quickest route over everybody else. Get over here!
Ooh, Mortal Kombat reference there. Very nice.
So that is the end of the shoot phase, and we will move into the combat phase.
As we go into the combat phase, I am going to be calling heroic combats with both Boromir and Gimli.
Ooh, nice.
We're going to get some work done, and we'll pop those tokens down now. Okay, so heroic combat's called, and nothing from Steve that can counter. I'm going to start my first heroic combat with Boromir, who, again being outnumbered, is going to blow the horn of Gondor. No.
It's the horn of Gondor.
So, can you take courage check?
Yes.
Courage 2, I believe.
Yeah, I need an 8.
No. So
So
Boromir
you
wins
also
5.
win. So
Okay.
we'll back away and come back.
Boromir needs 5 to wound. We'll prioritise the guy nearest Gimli for what it's worth. So,
Yep.
first attack. Toast.
Indeed.
We'll roll the other 2 together now.
Oh.
Boom, boom! Boromir
That's
is
how he rolls.
angry. So Boromir has moved on, and he's gone back into 2 more goblins to start getting work done, one of which is the spear support in the Gimli fight.
Yep.
We're now going to do the Gimli heroic combat, which is now just against 1 guy.
Cool. So I'll give you a target.
Do it.
Oi!
And he wins the fight.
You win on 5
Excellent.
value.
He was, of course, 2 axes.
Yep.
Not just saying that because I auto 1. So he's going to need Gimli being strength of 4. He again needs 5s because you've got a shield.
Easy peasy.
Gimli has now moved on and also gone into 2 goblins. And now it was your priority, mate. So
Yep.
what order do you want to resolve the rest of the combats in? We've got Legolas still in the tomb with 2 guys, or we've got the stuff out here.
I want to save the Balrog Gandalf till the end. We'll start at Legolas and work our way out, shall we?
As terrified as I am, I'm really glad we got the one-on-one Gandalf Balrog. But yeah, let's start at Legolas, who's in on 2 guys, 1 with a shield, 1 with a spear. I'm going to set the bar. Thanks for getting
I'll be
those.
fainting with 1.
Alright, that's fine. So I'm going to set the bar.
It's a big,
Oh,
it's a big bar. It's
Legolas!
a big bar. I take it on a 3. You got no might left.
I've got 1 left.
Oh, have you?
Oh. I need him out. That's the thing.
Are you using it?
Yep.
So you win on 5 value.
This is ridiculous. Legolas is out of
The
might.
thing is now you need to kill them.
I do.
So which are you going to strike first? Is it
It's
4s
4s on 1, 5s on the other. Got 2 dice. Need to kill 2 dudes. We're going to swing out the 4s first.
Oh!
We're going to swing again.
Oh!
My dice have abandoned me. But that's the game. We're not going to blame dice. They would have backed away.
Yeah.
That is that combat done.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we'll move on to Gimli, who is against 2 goblins, 1 with a shield, who also has a support. So I've got 3 dice, and I'll be fainting with that said goblin.
I'm going to use 2 axes again.
Right, okay.
So, and I'm going to piercing strike because I
You're
want to
gonna
make sure I
strike,
get killed.
okay. So I'll give you a target.
Do it.
And it's a 4 high.
That's more than I can roll in this game.
Yes.
Going to get down a 5. So my strength goes up by 1.
Yep.
So I am strength 5 for these.
Yep.
So it's going to just be 4s across the board. It
4s.
negates the shield.
Yep.
So we're going to roll.
2 4s kills on both.
Prioritising the shield.
Yep. cop.
A 2 and 3. Of course, it's a 2 and a 3. I quit, man. And I'm not using my last point of mine.
Oh dear. What I will say, I'm going to let you re-roll one of those as 2 because the fellow with the sword is trapped. Because his support can't back away.
He'd give way there.
He can't get through.
Yeah, he can.
He can't give way because he's in combat.
Okay.
So re-roll 1 as 2.
So, right.
And please kill someone. Oh my days. Oh my days.
Can we not put this on the internet for everyone to see, please?
Yes. My goblin will back away.
So Boromir...
That one can't, so Gimli has to back away.
Gimli and Legolas have been awful this game.
The Fellowship has been awful this game. Right, let's do Boromir fight.
Yep.
He's against 2 spearmen, so I can't feint on this one. Do you want me to give you a target?
No, let me.
Okay.
Let's see. I think these are like those new D3s you can get there. 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. He's got a 6.
So far.
Boromir's been smashing
it. I mean, you won it anyway, but it's the Horn of Gondor.
He would have Horn of Gondor, but we've won it anyway, so we'll carry on. I didn't want to do the impression, so. Alright, so he's rolling to wound. They're both spearmen, so it's 4s.
Then none of them are trapped, that's fine.
Kills
That's
2.
how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yes, Boromir, and we'll take them away. Boromir's killed more this turn than my whole army in 5 turns. Okay, so we're going to the main event, which is Gandalf versus the Balrog, and I've just got that horrible sinking feeling in my chest, which you're probably screaming at the TV. I forgot to heroic strike.
Yeah, and because I'm trying to make you a better player, I'm not going to let you take it back.
We're definitely showing... we're showing my lack of SBG games, but we're having a lot of fun, and it's all good. So Gandalf and his mighty 1 dice.
Do you want to give me a target?
Yeah, I do.
Go on, do it.
It's a Gandalf 6!
It's strong. Now, the Balrog has no might.
So you could whiff this.
I could whiff.
That would be nice.
I could whiff this. He's got 4 attacks, and I do need the 6 to win.
Oh, he gets it.
He gets the 6. Okie dokie.
So Gandalf is going to back away.
So I need 3s to wound.
He has used 2 fate already.
Yeah. The Balrog, again, showing the lack of amount of games that we play of SBG these days. He actually gets to choose to call heroic combats for free.
Okay.
Forgot to do it. Would have been handy because I could have got it on probably
Boromir and wrecked them both.
If I kill Gandalf, that is. But yeah, so needing 3s with 4 dice. You've got 3 wounds and 1 fate left.
Correct.
This
4 and he's dead.
This could sting.
4 and he's dead.
So we'll do 1 at a time for lols.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Oh!
3 ups. There's 1.
Do I need to use my fate at this point? Yeah, I do.
Go on.
Fate. Passes it.
So if
all 3 of these
wound,
he's dead.
so roll these together then?
No, 1 at a time.
Okay.
First wound. No.
Ooh,
he's alive!
5.
Takes a wound. Takes 2 wounds.
Down to no fate, 1 wound.
And you know the problem is now, though?
Yeah, you're fighting a Balrog.
Not just that, you get to roll it on a 6 and set ablaze.
That's true.
And that could kill me!
So, on a 6 you are set ablaze, and this is the Flame of Udud rule.
Do it. So we've just had a quick reminder of the rules, and unfortunately Gandalf now immediately takes a strength 9 hit, and then in every end phase he takes a strength 5, so this is going to be 3s.
This is another 3.
This is another 3s.
And he's out fate.
And this will kill Gandalf.
Hey!
And he dies to the set ablaze because you rolled a 6.
Die, you fools!
That's true. No way did you roll a 6, man.
Right, turn 6 priority. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'll give you a target of 1.
I got a 4.
So you get it. I'm going to save my might, the little bit of might that I've got.
In that case, I don't need to call anything, so we will dive into the Fellowship movement. Okay, so strategies for this turn. I was lucky enough to win priority for once. Not having a dig. Honest, not bitter. I've got... I think we're on our way out here. But I'm gonna keep trying to get work done like the Fellowship would until the very end. My problem is I don't think I can get Frodo 14 inches away from the Balrog. And then he gets whipped, and I can't put blinding light up because
he could hide behind a...
He could, but you've got your movement phase after me.
True.
The problem I've got is I can't get Frodo far enough away, I don't think. I can't get into the Balrog, and the guy who could have casted blinding light just burst into flames.
There's only one way to stop him using Fire and Lash.
Get him in combat. So we're going to come back when I've figured out what the Fellowship movement looks like. Okay, so the Fellowship movement is done. Gimli, Boromir and Aragorn are choosing to ignore the giant Balrog and Gandalf's corpse and just wade into some goblins. The hobbits are running. Legolas has moved half and he stepped out of the door. And we are in a bit of trouble here. But with the Fellowship movement done, we're going to go over to Moria.
Okay, so I'm going to move the Balrog first. I think he's going to do the inevitable, which is what you would do in this position. Okay, so the Balrog's moved, and from Model's eye view, just to get a clear line of sight of Frodo, because the whip is a throwing weapon, I can use it in the move phase, and he's going to fiery lash at Frodo. So, he's moved, so I need a 4 up.
Not worried.
Let's do it.
Oh, he gets it with a more than
He
6.
gets it.
So he takes a strength 7 hit.
Yes.
That's going to be 3s to wound, I think. Let me double check for you. Okay, so Frodo having the mithril coat does make him defense 6. So you're going to need 4s to wound. Of course he wounds. Okay, first fate point. Fails. Second fate point. He passes. So Frodo has just used 2 fate. But because the whip did hit, there's nothing he can do. He is on his way in. He's on his way in to have a fight with a Balrog, and we'll do that now.
Okay, so I'll move the rest of the goblins round now. It's looking like Moria have control at this stage, but yeah, let's move the rest of them and see where we're at. Okay, so that's Moria's move. As you can see, I've tagged everyone that I can, trapped where I can. I'm a bit of a victim of my own amount of numbers that I've got here. I can't get everybody in, but to be fair, I don't think it's going to be a hindrance at this stage. So let's move into the shoot phase.
Okay, so we're in the combat phase, and there's only one thing left to do when we're in such dire straits, and that is Gimli.
Yeah.
Alright, combat.
So what does that leave him with?
0.
Ooh.
Aragorn, 3-1. Alright, combat.
Yeah.
Boromir can't kill everything he's in combat with, because there's 4, so there's no point in him combating. I was really hoping to wade into the Balrog here. Unfortunately, he's not going to get it, so we will just call heroic combats with both Gimli and Aragorn.
I am going to take a bit of a risk.
Oh, you get to call one.
Yeah.
Balrog.
Well, no, the Balrog's got no might, but he's going to throw...
Don't you get a free heroic combat?
He gets a free heroic combat, which he's going to use.
Okay.
I've also got a captain in combat with Boromir. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to win that combat, but I will call one with that captain also. So just pop that between the Balrog and the captain, so we've got another both. It's easier that way.
Okay, so we got 4. We got 4 heroics going off for all combats. It was my priority, so I'll roll it on a 1 to 3, which is what I roll in this game. It goes to Moria.
But you get a 6 now.
I know, I'll be fuming. A 4 to 6, the Fellowship get it. The Fellowship take it on a 4. Okay. Right,
so who do you want to go with first?
Okay, so the first combat I'm going to do is with Gimli.
Okay, so Gimli is up against 3.
And he's going to be using his 2 axes, and he's going to piercing strike for this.
I'm going to feint with one of my goblins.
Do it.
So I'll give you a target of 2.
Yes! Save those dice for the Balrog, please. Because Gimli only gets a 3.
Only just beat it. Only just.
A 3 is my highest, but Gimli does take it on fight.
So the goblins are not trapped, so we'll back them away now. We will.
Because Gimli piercing strikes, he is wounding everything on 4s now because of the +1 to the strength. So we're going to roll it all together because I've got no might left, and we'll prioritise the guy with the shield needing 4s. He takes them both down, and luckily he gets to move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so rushing to the aid of poor Frodo, Gimli is going to attempt to charge the Balrog, but of course that comes with a terror check. So Gimli is a courage of 6. He is all the way in there with a 12 in total. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so with Gimli's combat done, we go to your first heroic combat. Would you like to do the Balrog or the captain?
And so Gimli's in base contact with the Balrog and the goblin, yeah?
No, just the Balrog.
Yeah. Right, okay, let's do my captain's combat first. Okay.
Alright, so next up, of course, is the captain, which means Boromir is going to blow the horn of Gondor.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that he blows the horn of Gondor because the Balrog makes all goblins within 12 inches pass all courage checks, so in your face.
He just wanted everyone to watch as he takes down all these goblins. So
you know what you can do with that horn, right?
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to set the bar.
Okay.
I've got a lot of might on Boromir. I say a lot of might. He's got 3.
Okay.
But so even if I roll my 3 highest that's been standard, I should be okay. Oh!
So you win on fight value.
All right.
We'll back those goblins away and we'll come back for wounds.
So Boromir's going to roll to wound, and he's going to start with the spearman that backed away that he needs 4s on. He gets him. He's then going to put one on the guy with the shield closest to Gimli. Doesn't get him, and then he's going to put his last attack there as well. Doesn't get him, so he takes 1 spearman down. Okay, so carrying on with the heroic combat exchange, we're going to go back to my next heroic combat, which is going to be Aragorn, and he's against 3 goblins, 2 with sword, 1 with spear.
I'll feint with 2.
Makes sense. So Aragorn will set the bar, because you're not even going to get to roll dice. You ready?
You jinxed yourself. Told you.
Oh!
Told you.
We have got might. We're okay.
I better put them in the tray, Anna.
That'd help.
Ah.
We take it on fight value.
Just.
So Aragorn wins that one, and we'll back the goblins away. Okay, so we're going to roll to wound, and again, Aragorn will start on the spearman needing a 4. Doesn't get him, he'll go again on the spearman. Doesn't get him, he'll go again on the spearman. That doesn't count. Oh. He'll go again on the spearman. He gets him, so slightly better than awful, and we'll take him away.
Next combat up is going to be the Balrog against Frodo and Gimli.
Okay, this is it. So Frodo is going to use the Gandalf dice with his 1 attack, and Gimmers is going to use the top table dice. We need the top table dice in there for this one.
I'm a higher fight, so you give me a target.
5s. All 5s.
Have you got any might?
Yes, I do. Both characters have... Gimli hasn't, but Frodo can might his, so we can be at 6.
Okay.
What can you do?
I need a 6. I get a 6, and fight value is going to take it on this occasion. So I'd be a madman here not to
It's all on
prioritise
Frodo, right?
Frodo.
Do
So
it.
I'm going to do it one at a time. What's Frodo got wounds and fate wise? He's used some fate, hasn't he?
He's used 2 fate, so he's got 2 wounds, 1 fate left.
2 wounds, 1 fate. Wounded on 3s, right?
Is it strength 9?
Strength 9. 3s. There's 1.
Fate point.
Yeah.
Saves it.
Fast.
Yeah. So you got to hit 2 of these.
So I need 2 3s. There's 1.
Oh, he's wrong.
Oh! It's down to the last dice.
Frodo's got 1 wound left.
Yay! And that is it.
And Frodo goes down. Epic handshake.
Well played.
And we will come back and give you a little bit of a recap afterwards. Okay, welcome back to the after-match report, and that was a brutal game and a stomping win for Moria.
Yeah.
Talk to us, man.
It was, I mean, it would have been nice to play out and see how it would have went if your dice rolls weren't so dire.
They like, I'm not one of those people that goes, oh, my dice, but they were probably the worst we've ever seen. Like, I couldn't roll higher than a 3 most of the time.
Heroic combating with Legolas, Gimli, turn 1, turn 2.
Yeah. Both turn 1 and 2.
Just bouncing off goblins.
It took me, like, you've got to bear in mind, we're in like turn 8 now, and 2 of the 8 original goblins that were with the cave troll are still there. I think I killed a total of 7 or 8 models.
Straight out of Moria, mate.
Straight out of Moria. You and that Balrog have a pretty good history of your opponents just rolling awful, but...
I might retire in there.
It was. So we did homebrew this scenario, and I still think it works, because most people would have been out of that room by turn 3, not turn 5. Yeah. I was having to use, like, might points from heroic combats just to get out rather than go into other combats.
Using the
really
combats
tough
to move rather than to go... Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then once the Balrog got close, it was... Whip City.
Yeah.
I think Gandalf dying to the actual set ablaze as opposed to the attacks was kind of tough. But it was a great victory for Moria.
Moria took it. We've just gone over it. I think dice rolls aside, it would have been a totally different game.
It would.
I think it would have been a lot of fun there in the middle, having the Fellowship, 3 beefed up heroes against the Balrog's a beast. Sort of 1-on-1. I don't think there's anything in the game that can beat him. I mean, even 2-on-1.
If I could have got the 3 hunters on him together, 1 striking, sort of thing.
You've got Boromir, Aragorn, Gimli striking him. You've got Gandalf who could be transfixing him. Then it's a different game.
You need 2 or 3 turns of getting to fight 10 reliably and just everyone going 2-handed who can. Everybody swinging with all they've got. But Moria came through. The whip was beautiful. It pulled Gandalf through. He very funnily died to the fire, and then there was nothing I could do at that point to get Frodo from you because of how long it took to push through the doors of the tomb.
As soon as the Balrog got to where he was, there were so many goblins, it was always going to be tough. But that's how it goes.
That's the game.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Still good fun. We had a laugh.
A lot of fun, yeah.
We were joking around. A lot of it's on camera as well. Like, we hope you enjoyed watching it. But this was a very overdue and very enjoyable Middle-earth SBG battle report.
There'll be a lot more coming. I think we'll call it there.
I think so.
Yeah. So make sure you check out all the links below. We've got the affiliate with Element Games. We've got our Patreon, which really helps
Merch
us.
store.
Merch stores up there.
Make sure you join the
check
Top Table gaming community. That is a great little resource. Lots of people sharing SBG kind of hobby stuff they're working on, and it's a lovely community. So do come and get involved.
And check out our back catalogue as well for other battle reports, and make sure you get commenting, it'll be good. But that's been it from us. I've been Top Table Steve.
And I've been Top Table Jay.
And we will see you very soon.